And a lot of us sort of see ourselves as not having that much to give, which is a real shame because other people see it in us. But without self-worth, we don't see it in ourselves.
Hey Limitless Nation, today you're in for a real treat. Today you get to learn directly from Sarah Wade. Sarah Wade uses art therapy, a very unique tool in the coaching realm. With this tool, she seamlessly integrates it with other powerful tools and techniques in her coaching program. Clients develop an understanding that self-care is deliberately taking care of your well-being through restorative activities and actions. Learning to implement this knowledge ensures that they become self-loving and mentally strong individuals who maintain their healthy boundaries. This results in an increased positive mindset, cultivation of self-worth, and confidence to overcome future hurdles. In today's masterclass, you get to learn directly from the master herself, Sarah Wade. Let's dive into it.
Before you dive into today's masterclass session, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the button below. It allows you to receive notification bell every single time we provide you with the content that allows you to live a limitless life. Now, if you want to go deeper on learning on how you can hunt your future, make sure you download our masterclass session at huntyourfuture.com. It allows you to know exactly what you need to do to hunt your future. Plus, we are also going to share with you tips and tricks on what you need to do to live a limitless life starting from today's forward. Now, let's dive into today's masterclass sessions.
Hey, welcome Sarah Wade.
Hey!
I am so excited and pumped to have you here with us today.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. So here at the Limitless Nation, we have a tradition of starting every interview with a limitless quote. So do you have a quote that you can share with the Limitless Nation?
Yeah, fuck up now. Have some fun. Yeah.
That's a very original. It's basically, if I'm hearing that right, that basically is like fall on your face right now, mess everything up right now because you might as well move forward.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. You've got to make mistakes and learn from them, and that's the best place to be. So fuck up now.
I like that. So in learning from your mistakes, you obviously have to go through life experiences. So in your limitless journey so far, what is a challenge, obstacle, setback, or failure that you've had to go through to get to the limitless life that you're living now?
Honestly, I've had a series of them. So many significant events in my life had me in a really negative mindset. And I got to the point where I had post-traumatic stress. And then I had this epiphany that I could actually get post-traumatic growth. And that was, for me, the biggest change in my life. Having that growth and the opportunity to see this really as an opportunity and to move forward and to be just good again and happy. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think you gave us a lot of information right there. So in saying that you had post-traumatic stress, can you elaborate a little bit more on that challenge?
Sure. Okay. So originally in my 20s, I had like a series of significant events. And like the first one was when I fell over. I was working as a chef and I slipped and I hurt my back, and it was so bad that I needed surgery. And then from that surgery, I was on the workers' compensation system, which sucks. It's not designed to help people to help themselves. And that's where I really wanted to be. And then I had a guy dyeing my arms out the front of my house. And I had a lot of stuff that just sort of built up. And all these stresses, all these surgeries that I had, they really impacted my life in a negative way. But what was really cool was when I had a friend of mine show me this really, you actually have so much to give, Sarah. And it was the start of my journey in personal development, professional development, and it was the start of my post-traumatic growth.
So you went through a lot of pain, difficulty, challenge right there, as well as surgeries in a very short amount of time. And that's got to take a while to recover from. And as you already said, you're still having some challenges with that because, as you just said, when you go through any sort of trauma, it's not something that goes away the next day.
Doesn't, no. Yeah. Like there's physical stuff that can heal pretty quickly, but there's the emotional side of things that tends to stay with people. You know, I notice that a lot in my work now. Actually, I've been working with people who have gone through similar things. And it's that physical thing that heals really quickly, or maybe there's neurological effects that last longer, such as with me. But, you know, it's the emotional stuff that really hurts people the worst.
100%. So in getting through that and being on your recovery, I'm really curious, what was that aha moment that everything just, just shifted and got you to the level that you're at now?
So literally I was on my way to have an operation on my ankle, and my friend was in there to support me, and I was feeling a bit suicidal. I was really in a bad way, and she put me in just before I went into surgery with this question. The question was quite simply, what do you like about yourself? What have you got that others would like about you? And it was really hard at the time. Like, it literally took me like 15 minutes to get two things. But now, like, I've got this massive list, and it's just so cool to see it's been growing and growing. And I actually encourage people to do that. Actually, to the point where in my toilet, I would get on my crutches and I would hop there after the surgery. And I had a pen and paper on my wall in the toilet, and I would write down things. And it was something that was really stuck. But after like maybe about a week of it, these things just kept coming. I was like, why didn't I think of this before? It was boom. It was really cool. I actually have quite a bit to offer. And I think a lot of us do. And a lot of us sort of see ourselves as not having that much to give, which is a real shame because other people see it in us. But without self-worth, we don't see it in ourselves.
That's incredible. So the doctor took time to basically challenge you to say, what do you like about yourself? Put you in a different paradigm shift to really feed your inner soul, feed your inner self, and feed your self-worth, that you have value and that you can love yourself.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was really cool because it's almost like hypnotism. You know, you're in that state before surgery, you're feeling a bit like, oh, I can sort of hear things, I can sort of feel things, but I'm not really there. And that was exactly the state that I needed to be in to make that change.
Wow. So in going through all of that, that's quite an amazing story. What are you working on now?
Hope you enjoyed the masterclass session so far. Before we get into the second half of the session itself, it is very crucial for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I really don't want you to miss out on another masterclass where I'm going to share with you what other experts, celebrities, Fortune 5000 companies do to become successful and live a limitless life. So make sure you subscribe right now, and every single time we upload a new video, you will receive a notification bell. This allows you to enjoy the masterclass on the regular basis. So make sure you subscribe right now. Well, as you are ready, let's get into the second half of the masterclass session.
So much. So I'm a practicing art therapist, and I help people to deal with their stuff, you know, like to let their stuff out their head. And in the process, I've been working on my own stuff. So I've been writing a book, which is really cool because I'm getting to the point where, you know, I've been getting my research to back up my claims. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be releasing it soon. So that's really exciting for me.
That sounds so exciting. Now, we talked a little bit off camera about art therapy, but for those of the Limitless Nation who may not be as familiar with it, can you explain briefly what you told me about art therapy?
Sure. So art therapy is basically, it's a mix between psychology and art. They squish the two together and it's art therapy. So we can use anything from painting to sand play to drama therapy to using Play-Doh, ink. Literally, we've been trained as art therapists to facilitate. Sometimes we push the client, and sometimes we help the client to come to their own conclusion. But art therapy is really cool because you can just see it in a new light. You literally get it out of your head. You don't have to talk. You just have to create, and then you get these aha moments every single time.
And that's incredible because it's almost like you're using art as a medium to channel your energy and express your thoughts and feelings without really hurting yourself more emotionally or mentally.
Yeah, and you use a different part of your brain. So, you know, when we are talking, you know, if you're having a conversation with a friend, you know, you might have that same conversation with another friend, even the same words, the same intonation, you might nod at the same time. You know what you're saying. Whereas in art therapy, because it's all new, you get to experience that like sociologically for the first time. And you're like, oh, suddenly I've got this roadmap to my life, to whether it be my past or my present or my future. You just click. It's really, really amazing. The clarity and insight every single time with every single client, it's brilliant.
Yes. So with you being able to get to this spot now where you're out there helping so many different people, what would you say was something that was holding you back from being limitless? Because you had your own surgeries, you had your own trauma, and going from that state where you could have easily become a victim,
Yeah.
what shifted? What was something that you had to really overcome that could have really held you back from becoming limitless?
Yeah, you're right. I was actually stuck in victim mode for some time. You know, I was suicidal, as I mentioned, and I was happy. I was comfortable being uncomfortable, shall we say, in the negative way. Whereas now I'm comfortable being uncomfortable in the best of ways. You know, I do things for the first time. I want to achieve things, and I set myself realistic goals and sometimes ridiculous goals, and I make things happen. You know, it's about being comfortable being uncomfortable, but in a positive way, in that growth mindset, as opposed to in that fixed negative mindset. Yeah.
I like that. So you're saying that the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome to get to where you're at now in a limitless perspective is your own mindset, is the own thoughts that you had in between your ears.
Absolutely. Yeah. There was that negative critic, that inner critic was just very loud and very boisterous. And letting my self-compassion come through has certainly helped me.
I believe it. Now, in helping yourself, you've also managed to help so many different other people from all around the world through your art therapy. So what is the number one piece of advice that you yourself have been given that you can now pass on to other people?
Oh, the number one piece of advice that I can give to people is to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. We are human. You know, as kids, we get told it's okay to make a mistake. Yeah. But as adults, we sort of don't remember that. So 100% it's okay to make mistakes.
I believe it. Because if you don't make mistakes, just as you said at the beginning of the interview, if you don't mess up, you're not going to go anywhere further than you are right now. And in reality, if you don't move forward, you're falling behind.
Yeah, exactly. And you realistically, you just need to try things. Don't just try, actually do it, and really just surpass your expectations and raising your standards daily, even if it's only 1%. That's going to make a massive difference in your life. Think about your life in a year from now, like 1% a day. That's huge.
Yes. So as you said, what you do today and what you did 5, 10 years ago is going to be a little bit different. So likewise with you going through all those surgeries, all that difficulties, your lifestyle must have been very different than what it is right now.
Definitely, yes.
So with different lifestyles, there must be different habits and rituals. So what is a habit or ritual that you had to adapt or introduce into your life that helps you maintain this limitless life?
Oh, that's a really good question. I love that question. So honestly, it's changed so much in the years. It's changed. It has changed from a really small situation to like massively every day, and it's dependent on my mindset. So definitely daily journaling, and I use it with art, I use words, and I celebrate everything along the way. I set my intentions in the morning, and I congratulate myself for every single little thing that I do. And it's those little things, it's those little celebrations that have improved my self-worth. And that's absolutely what I recommend to your audience, yourself, and everybody around the world to do.
100%, because you're really focused on your self-worth, improving yourself, loving yourself, giving yourself the benefit of a doubt, and allowing yourself to really enjoy life to the fullest.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to.
Now, in a lot of this happening, this is not necessarily what society is pressuring on you. It's a lot of what's going on in between your ears. Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, in that type of vein of mindset, can you share in one sentence, what are you most grateful for today?
Ah, what am I most grateful for today? I'm most grateful for my daughter saying it's okay to make mistakes, Mummy. I make mistakes all the time, and it's actually really cool because it's reinforced that the emotional connection that I'm having with her and making her growing as a person, it's so cool. It's really cool.
That's amazing. Now, if you had let's just say in a scenario, you come home and everything just disappears. All your physical possessions, everything. And you look at your bank account and you have almost no money in your bank account. So you lost everything. What would be the very first book, audiobook, or course that you would go out and buy if you could only buy one thing?
Rich Dad Poor Dad springs to mind. It was a really good book. And getting a coach in general, to help you is key to success.
100%. Because when you invest in your education and you invest in learning from somebody who is already where you want to be, that just speeds up your growth by 10x.
Absolutely, yeah. Bring it on.
Now, also, if you had the ability to travel back in time and say, talk to the younger version of yourself, what advice would you give to the younger version of yourself?
Over time, I've thought I want to change things, but I realize now that I'm the resilient and empowered woman I am today because of all the stuff that I've experienced. So I would just say, let it be, because you're going to be an amazing woman. And I would say in those negative times, you will get through it.
I agree, because no matter what happens in life, you're going to be able to continue forward, or you're going to have
Absolutely.
that opportunity to continue forward.
Yeah, that story that was my negative, it's now my story of empowerment, and it's my story of inspiration and hope to others. And what's wrong with that? That's really cool. Yeah, I wouldn't change that. No way.
Absolutely. Now, where can the Limitless Nation viewers and listeners go to learn more about your art therapy and the coaching courses that you have available?
So go to my Facebook account, Facebook Sarah Wade. There's a few links to different groups and things that I'm in there, but yeah, just head straight to Sarah Wade, and you'll find out more about art therapy and the things that I offer there.
That is incredible. So, in getting from where you were to where you are now, that you must not have been able to do that completely by yourself. As you already mentioned, coaches, you mentioned mentors, you mentioned courses, you mentioned all of those amazing, incredible sorts of things. So what is a resource that you yourself have used that you can now pass on to the Limitless Nation to help them get to their next big level?
So I've got a really cool calendar. So it's a calendar with not negotiables in it. So it helps you figure out where you want to go in life, any changes you want to make, and then breaks it down backwards. So you know that this is my daily non-negotiable and that will make me achieve this.
All right. Now, why would a daily non-negotiable be important?
Because a lot of the time, if you think about people with emails as an example, you might get distracted with other people's stuff, and what's important to you goes further down the list. But when you have these non-negotiables, you know that you have to make time for this, and you're saying yes to you and no to others, and that's a really important boundary. Really, really
100%. 100%. Where can the Limitless Nation viewers and listeners go to learn more about this non-negotiable calendar and how they can get their hands on it?
I will drop a link so they can get it. It's a free copy for you guys.
Amazing. So I know that you just talked about where the Limitless Nation can go to find you, but I really want to make sure that they have all the information that they need in order to get to their next limitless level. So where can they find you? Can you share that link again?
So I'm on Facebook. Find Sarah Wade on Facebook. And if you need to, you can drop in the words transformative art therapy and coaching, and that will 100% make sure you find me.
100%. Well, thank you very, very much for your time, Sarah.
My pleasure. It was really cool to speak to you.
Absolutely. I'm sure that the Limitless Nation has been inspired by your story. I know I myself personally have been blown away at this tenacity, courage, and bravery that you have shown in sharing your story and sharing your inspirational message, that you went from having a real rough lot in life, going through surgeries, going through all sorts of medical issues, from having depression and anxiety and nearly wanting to commit suicide. That's rough. That's really rough. But being challenged to find a way to increase your self-worth sets you on a path to really loving yourself, where you have all of that energy and emotion and tenacity to love yourself, to take care of yourself, to really get yourself out to the next level and live life with meaningful purpose. And instead of doing all that and keeping it to yourself, instead of keeping all those secrets, tips, skills, all of that to yourself, you decide to go out and share it. You're sharing it with so many different people through art therapy, as well as so many other mediums. It is incredible how many people that you have touched and how positive it is that you have turned something that could have been really negative into an inspirational thing that is helping so many different people all around the world.
Thank you so much. It's really lovely for you to say. Yeah.
You're most welcome. Well, until next time, this is Donovan saying stay limitless.
Well, that's a wrap. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the word subscribe. And if you want to go deeper on learning on what you need to do to hunt your future, make sure you watch the interview that I've done with Donovan on what you need to do to hunt your future on every aspect of your being. This allows you to live a limitless life on every aspect of your life, starting from today's forward. Plus, you are going to receive tips and tricks on what you need to do to tackle your day, tackle your challenges on every situation, every single time. So go ahead and download it right now, and until then, stay limitless forever.
So then from there, do we need to cut that?
Jubin, thank you. My editor doesn't like me. Forgive me, editor. And that's a wrap.
We did it.